Welcome, everybody. Welcome to BeoTalk 241. Willie
The
made it.
Christmas edition.
Yay! I look silly. I have a jacket on, but I'm fucking cold, so I have a sweater underneath.
Oh my God, you
I mean,
guys are.
but it's this one is Henrik's sweater, so it's all
Is the
good.
is the electricity that expensive in there now?
Yes,
Soon
it's
enough you'll be
unpleasant.
burning your. Soon enough you'll be burning your BioLab 50 lamellas just to keep warm.
Something like that. I'll start with the 18s if you don't mind.
Yes, you should.
They're not as expensive. As per usual, if you haven't yet, leave a like and subscribe. That helps us out a great deal in the YouTube algorithm. We also have some friends over at Prestige Creators. They have BeoLab 8000 wall brackets either in silver or in black, and they have a 15% discount code if you put in Merry Christmas.
Nice.
And it comes with literally all the hardware, including screws and washers and.
Oh, even actual fastening screws.
Yes.
Interesting.
So that's always good. I mean, get yourself a discount. It's 15% off. I mean, it's quite sizable. And what else do we have? We have friends over at Skinny Play. There we have some links. I'll pop those in chat. Oh, bloody hell, I forgot. I'll put the link to Prestige in a mo. Skinny Play has a 10% discount if you use this promo code that's in chat. We like to keep our friends alive during these tough times because we're all in Europe and we're all paying through the fucking nose for everything at the moment.
I agree.
And yeah, that's obviously very unpleasant. But if you want a custom Willy face on your level or on your A9, you get an extra 10% off.
Yeah, you don't want that.
And if you don't have a good picture, I can ask Nick and he'll help me out and he'll supply a better picture.
He's fired if he does that too. Sending you something right now.
All right.
It's my notice I quit. Merry Christmas. End call. Oh, this is just something that I came across this week in the wild.
And we have a Discord, obviously, as well, which is always good fun. So, yeah, come join our Discord. There's how many of us are now there?
Enough.
370 odd.
370 people. That's not bad.
That's it's sizable.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Thank you everybody for joining Discord this year, because that's a new thing this year that we haven't done before, and so far it's been very pleasant. Actually, very little moderating to do. This is not a challenge, by the way.
Fucking troll challenge.
This is not a challenge, but yeah, that's been good fun. Thank you for all the people that are supporting the Discord and that sort of thing. It's very pleasant, very nice. And did I have... Oh, yeah, obviously, last thing I keep on forgetting. We have a Substack if you don't want to see our faces. It's free. You just need an email address to sign up. And then you get updates whenever I upload the audio-only version of the podcast, and you don't have to see our faces, and you can download it so you can take it on the go, etc., etc. So, yeah.
Exhale.
We have Substack, and that's about it. And it costs nothing.
There you go.
So, fully prepared for Christmas yet?
Oh, dude, we were just cooking the storm up with my mom. Well, she was more or less, I was like looking at it.
Great.
Yeah, we went out for a walk, go out. We went into this mall I didn't even know existed. It's like 2 stories underground. Everything's more or less underground in here. It's really weird.
Because it's warmer, or?
No, but it's just that's the way that it's built here, because then everything is connected to the subways, right? And subways run, I think, 3 or 4 stories below the ground. Depends on where. It's really weird, but it was an interesting experience walking through that mall. And yeah, that was pretty much it. She flew in, and fucking 25 centimeters of snow came overnight. So it was a lot of laughs, and it's all wet snow. It's not like Calgary snow, but then
So it's slush.
oh, it's terrible. But
It's
tomorrow,
so when you walk, you
she's
take those tiny steps.
yeah, you do the penguin shuffle, right? But I'd rather do the penguin shuffle than having minus 30 in the bloody uh, uh, Calgary right now that there is. So yeah, not fun, but it is fun. But yeah, other than that, not much.
Thank
I
you,
have come
Prestige.
across. Thanks, buddy. I have come across a first set of not damaged but broken 90s. I
Broken how so?
inexplicably so. I think it's more or less that they got damaged in a transport because of the roads in freaking Montreal are
It's
over the
like
top.
they
Oh,
sit
they're
on their.
fucking ridiculous. Like, yeah, if B&O wants to test shipping, they should just put it in one of the UPS trucks here and drive around Montreal for 3 hours and see what comes out of the box. Because
Split
it is.
rims.
I got my tires fixed, so I'm gonna go mount them tomorrow. But that's another thing. Yeah. Anyways, like, yeah, the 90s were brand new out of the box. I think they were demoed in the store for about a week or two. The guy bought them so they got packed up and sent it to the warehouse, and then they sat there for almost 2.5 years now because of the COVID and shit happened. And his construction at the house went on hold and blah blah blah. So finally, this was all ready to be trimmed out and ready for the Christmas. And it was one of those things that, like, the way that they were carried into the house, I already didn't like that because they had them fucking completely sideways, and I'm just like, this is not how I understand it's a French way, but this isn't. You should still follow the Danish rules here. But they did not, unfortunately. So the master turns on, and the slave is fucked. And from when I pulled the log file, I don't know how, but there's 3 tweeters disconnected. A couple PCB boards are like 0 value in software. So I don't know if it's the software or some went to shit with them. So we had to order the flipping suitcase now, the repair suitcase, and I'll be taking apart my first set of 90s in the near future.
Hmm.
And that's the 90s. I actually sent you a picture in the email. These are the white 90s. These are the not. I got the first set of the 90s, which I now completely understand and appreciate even more because the white pair of 90s has the logos painted white in this. What would be the closest color that or paint finish that we would have? Lap threes.
Wait, so it's not aluminium?
It is aluminum, but it's painted white now. If you go through other pictures, you'll see.
But
I do not like it. It doesn't match the grounds, and it doesn't match the fabric as far as the color offset is.
yours are
Okay.
brushed aluminium.
Yes, because they were the first ones in the world. So they figure out, oh yeah, we'll paint those too. So mine aren't painted, so they're even more special this time, this way around, I guess.
Oh.
But this is
Well,
how
good to
they
know when
now.
I buy them off of you.
Well, you're not buying shit, bro. You're gonna get these white painted ones. That's what you're gonna get.
No, I must say I don't like this white paint that much.
Neither do I. That's why I kind of took the pictures and just, to show the world that this is what it is. I think they should have stayed with the silver. It really looks odd. In my opinion, it looks odd, but then what do I know, I guess? Uh, I wouldn't be happy with that. I would request the silver ones. Like, I would be very specific about it now that I know that this is what they come like. But then again, if you don't know and you never would have known, right, then you would be okay with it. But if people that see better can't get over the worst. So, and that's
I mean,
how I
I
see it.
don't hate it, but the aluminium strip looks so much better.
Much more class to it, much more class and finish to it. It looked very cheesy with
Yeah.
the white, but it's just,
Let me see.
correct me if I'm wrong, people in the chat, but I agree with me on that.
Let me see if I can find a picture of yours. Surely in
Yeah,
your
they should be on the
image.
Instagram. Yeah, they're on the Instagram. I can't log into my Instagram anymore, so
Why
that's
not?
gonna die. I don't know, because it doesn't work through the book face on my big fucking phone that I got fixed, and I didn't get it fixed. This one should have gotten fixed, but I can't even turn it on anymore, so feels bad. I might invest some money into it and get it revived, because I got shit in it and I get fucking crypto in it.
Yeah, then it's important. Yeah.
Yeah, it needs me the QR code.
So that's one where you see one of the little insert thingies.
Yeah, these are them. I think they look much nicer in silver than they do
Is it also
in
me, or is the white a different color? Like,
it. I don't think it is. I don't think it's a different color. I think mine just obviously took a little bit of yellow patina and dust over time. 6 years, 6 years, right?
mhm. You muted yourself. I have no idea what you're saying. I think you tapped it. Say something. I still can't hear you. So, what did you do? I'll make a poll. Start a poll. Beolab 90 in white paint center. Olufsen. Or both good. Yeah. I still can't hear you. You can scream into the void all you want. I won't hear it. So this. I still don't hear you. Oh, or that. This. I I have no idea what you're saying, but Sandeep says, "Who's the dude in the suit? Don't recognize him." Yeah, it's some Canadian chap. Uh, we don't know who he is. He just appeared. Well, I guess it's just me then, with a with a face next to me. So apparently nobody outright says the white is better so far. I hear something.
Yeah, now I switched to the freaking camera mic, which sucks. But I don't know why my portal's just disconnected.
Weird.
Let's go back to Beosound.
I don't hear you. But
Oh,
okay.
is that better?
Yeah, that's fine.
But now I can't hear you. What in the hell is happening with these fucking headphones?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Reset. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear that aluminium is better. What was that? I don't know.
Okay.
Ah, now I hear you.
This is fucking weird, man.
So what happened? What are you doing? I hear you.
Okay. I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, we're good again. Yay! We're alive.
This is fucking dumb.
That was strange.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
'Cause I can't hear you at all. Let's go to this.
Technical
Does that work?
difficulties. Yeah, I still hear you.
This is terrible. BNO, come on, man. You get fucking 6. No, there we go. Some I hear you.
Yay.
What? I didn't touch anything, bro. It just went doo-doo-doo, and all of a sudden, like a wrench toss major going on here. Anyway, so we're good back online. I don't touch my fucking head anymore. But yeah, I do not like it. I don't think I should. I think they should go back to this brushed aluminum. I don't like the look of the white. It's just too.
It's also not very white.
No, it's like eggy white. Like it's got this. I don't. It's not really have a yellow tone to it. It's kind of weird here because like the picture, but this, yeah, it just doesn't look good.
I mean, it almost looks plastic.
Yes. It looks very cheap, in my opinion. It looks very cheap. Sorry to nitpick on you, BNO, like that, but come on.
Yeah, but I mean, how much do you pay more for white ones now? Probably close to 12 grand.
Mm-hmm. That's probably they raised it by $2,000 because they gotta paint these fucking things now.
Yeah, something like that.
Which, but yeah, so luckily, I guess, or the blessing in disguise was the fact that I finally was able to hack into the ROS system because I needed to update the service tool, and I know I was in the system, but I never got the invitation email, so I couldn't get the link to set up my own password and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I knew what my login name was, right? So I put in the login name, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I'll just go forgot password. See if they send me anything. They send me the confirmation link for reset the password, reset my password, I'm back online.
Sweet.
So I've been whoring out the BOIs and everything, dude. I've been downloading into my head a lot of stuff because I've been missing now, I guess, 6 years of product detail that not 6 years, 4
expanded
years.
views, where the power supplies are.
All that. Like I haven't even had a chance to go through all the exploded views yet that I wanted to go through. But I've been, obviously I have to do the courses that are like overdue and stuff, which I freaking banged out everything very quickly. And yeah. Oh, I did install a Beosound theater on a supplied table stand, and I completely agree with Captain Gerard. The left side is lower than the right side. And the tip and trick, what I would recommend for the installers out there, because if you buy the theater, you do not get those in the box, but they are those cardboard shims that come with the TV wall brackets. Those little pieces of, you can cut them, and then there's two slats and stuff. So if you take the insert out of it and you stuff it, it fits exactly in between the screws. Those two screws that go up to the theater, and then it's perfectly leveled.
Well, it's very useful for the home installer if you.
Yes.
Because it's weird that they're all leaning left a bit.
All leaning left. So far that I've tried, they were all leaning left. So
I mean, on my wall bracket, it also hung low left a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had to change that because we've done a couple of them on the wall bracket, and we had to fix them up.
I mean, unfortunately, in the wall bracket, there's enough play that you can just tighten the screws and just on the screws do it. But yes. It was so dead center with level with screwing. I was so proud of myself because normally you have the level on there, or the bubbler or whatever the fuck you call it, and you screw it in right, and it's like, and then that final turn is like,
right, and it just conks it a little bit, like, you bastard.
Forget that.
Yeah, so that's that was the findings. Also, if you are setting up BeoLab 28s together without a power link, do not wire them between one another. They just will not work. What I found out, they will work for a few minutes and then they stopped. We could not get them going. That was a Friday install. Took us an hour and a half to set up the speakers and 2.5 hours to troubleshoot them till I've disconnected the Cat 7 cable from between the speakers, just left one, right? toot, toot, done perfectly. When everything went, they worked no problem.
Weird, because I think there has been an update to software in the last week, and
Yes.
even on the Discord, there's so many people troubleshooting with each other. It happened
Yeah.
to emerges, it happens to balances, it happens
Yes,
to
and
28.
that was a software update that came out for the Emerge. At least I've seen it came out yesterday. I mean Friday. I've updated my Emerge here. I haven't had a chance to go to the store because my mom was already here. So I fuck it. Store's not going anywhere. I'll do it on Tuesday. But yeah, the emerges in the shop had completely fallen off. Like you have to repair them all the time, and they don't keep pairing for a long time. Same thing with the balances that we had working no problem. All of a sudden, I don't understand how that happened because there was no software update prior to it, and they worked no problem. So is it something that Google fucked around with all of a sudden, and now this doesn't work? Or
28s don't have Google, so I think it
so
must
yeah,
be software somewhere. Because
something that just bubbled up
seemingly
as a bug.
one or two things always happens is that in stereo pair it only updates the primary speaker, and then it loses connection because the secondary speaker is software incompatible. But then because of that software incompatibility, you can't unpair them either. So you have to either reboot them or reset them.
Yeah, you have to reset them completely to factory. Yeah,
And
you have to.
so
You
far,
have to squeegee.
the most feedback that I've sort of accrued on the Discord is that if you see that software update, don't do it. Unpair them. Do it separately, and then see if you can repair them without rebooting. But most likely, you have to reboot first.
Yes.
So
Yeah, you have to power cycle, not reboot, just completely power cycle. And I'm talking like half a minute, like leave it 25 seconds minimum off the power, then plug them back in, and Bob's your uncle. But yes, it was a major pain in the penis, bro. Like it will not, like it just, and we couldn't figure out why, right? Okay, let's switch the roles. Let's do the primary on the left, secondary on the right, which doesn't make any sense because the primary is now in the corner, so you have to walk all the way to the corner of the room in order to select the source and shit, right? So no, let's do it backwards. Then we get them online. Now, if you go to my buttons,
yeah,
you can pick stations, right? Radio. As soon as you go to Deezer, blank. On an iPad, blank. Took my freaking the Briccacino over here. And my phone is obviously Android. I could put the Deezer, like it worked for me, no problem.
yeah.
Once I selected their playlist for them, they could go back to that my button and reselect whatever else they wanted. Like I basically unlocked that feature for each my button through the Google phone. I do not understand how or why, but that's my feedback to you guys as far as that goes. Once that was done, it works no problem. The guys, oh my god, the 28 actually sounds so good in a proper house. Like our showroom is acoustically designed to just everything sounds like fucking broken bows. It's terrible. It's terrible. Like the bass response is out to lunch, and because it's a wood floor and it's like everything's like it's just soft, right? And the
Maybe
speakers just
build some faux walls in there at some point.
fudge, and it's just. You know what? I understand it because if it sounds that good in a store, that sounds so bad, right? Because if you walk into a B&O store and you've never been to a B&O shop and you listen to the 28, you shit your pants.
Yeah.
But then you get them home, and then both y'all, your wife and you, shit your pants because it's like wow. Yeah, it was a funny install on Friday, man. It was a Turkish family, and I met them when they were buying the speakers, right? And it was like, do not have breakfast when you come over. I'm like, okay, we make you a Turkish breakfast. Bro, we fucking roll in there, man. He's got the whole kitchen counter. I'm looking like, is there a wedding? Is there a wedding after we're leaving, or what's going on? He's like, no, you guys, this is all for you. I'm like, Christ on a cracker, man. Like, I want to first put the speakers together and let's then party, right? I don't want to get cheese up my hands and shit and going around, touching your melange gray freaking grails. I wear gloves all the time, but like it was so funny. And they had like, I don't know, maybe 24, 25 degrees in the apartment. And he's like, oh, would you like to try some Turkish tea? I'm like, well, fuck, obviously I'm not going to say
tea,
no.
probably, right?
No, it was like real Turkish tea, hot as a motherfucker. So, you know, swing, and I was just pouring sweat. I'm just dying of it. But dude, they made the most awesome breakfast, and you know, then we started troubleshooting the speakers. We finally got them going. And after that, like he starts listening to them, and he's just like, "Oh my god, these worth every penny." Because we used to have those, you know, the little like you look like penguins. I'm like, yeah, Lab Nines with the 755 TV they had. So they, you know, long time ago they got rid of that, and they missed B&O. Everybody does miss B&O, wants to have them in their life. It's just what it is.
Yeah, it's one of those crack addictions.
That's right.
You always return.
Exactly, man. It's like the hot girlfriend you had, and she moved out of a different town, but you still keep thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the Friday install with the speakers. But yeah, it was other than that, yeah, it was or I mean Friday, a Thursday install. Sorry, because Friday I was already off.
Yeah, it's kind of odd though that everybody on Mozart is having that issue, and I think the only reason the theater doesn't really have it is because it's a singular device.
Yeah, there's not really much to compare to it other than Link as a join,
Yeah,
right? And even that I had a couple times that it wouldn't join, like from the emerge to the theater per se, it wouldn't join. There was an issue with that. Speaking of theater, I had come across a very unique issue this week. I wasn't on the install, but the guys actually called me up and asked why doesn't theater work with BeoElectron receiver one?
it does now in beta software.
That's what I told them because obviously they weren't paying the attention on the Monday's training because you know they all fucking cackle in French. I'm the only one with Dave Zaffel that spoke English, so I'm like, I'm gonna listen to this guy. He flew the fuck all the way over here to Montreal. I'm gonna take on everything that he says, and obviously they didn't hear any of this shit. So yeah, I said, yeah, you gotta put the freaking theater in the beta, and the funny thing is that it works, like it does the sweep, but it and I understand the logic behind why it wouldn't work because it doesn't know what is the bloody speaker at the end of it.
But now in the beta software,
You can tell it.
you can tell it. It will still sweep and still not assign it, and then you have to do the manual assignment, including
Yes,
base, uh, what you call it, base redirection and all that.
yes, but it does work now. Yeah,
Yeah, because otherwise it just sends a full fat signal to it, and if you have 4,000, 6,000 or whatever, they don't like that signal.
yeah shoot those cones right through those grills, man.
Yeah. So I mean, there is that.
Also, as a tip, and I don't know if you did that or not in your theater, do you have all of your speakers set to freestanding?
Yes.
Okay, that's another thing that to note, people, that you should have all of your speakers set to freestanding when you're calibrating your theater, because
The,
that's how they were tuned, I guess, in a Denmark.
yeah, the theater from now on will take that on itself to sort of mitigate, if you will, the positioning.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's that theater is something, man. Honestly, it's I think as far as the product launches for this year, I think it's the best thing that they had done in my eyes since the 90s. Not the eaters, but I'm talking the speakers.
Yes. Oh
Like,
yeah, I
or
agree.
50s. I would say 50s also because 50s are a little more in an affordable range, I guess, than the 90s are. But you know, between 50s and 90s, yeah, there's still a leap and a gap, but not in inaccuracy as much as it would be, you know, 50s comparatively to like 28s or 20s per se. But I think that this was or is the most important product that they had launched this year by far. And I like seeing it also, like in our intro, there's a ton of theaters in different scenarios. So that means that it's definitely took off as popular product.
Yes.
And I think I am on my 11th or 10th. I've lost count now how many I had set up or installed rather. So yeah, a lot of laughs.
Let me. I saw a picture of how the beta app looks. but I can't.
What do you mean beta picture or beta
Because
looks?
you actually in the speaker grouping or listening position, you get an advanced mode. So
Okay.
normally you have duplicate or new, and then on top of that now it says advanced.
Mm.
And
Can you hear me now?
yeah,
Still?
I can still hear
Okay,
you.
some fucking went again in my goddamn headphones. I don't know what's going on here.
Uh,
They're possessed.
your Wi-Fi is too strong.
No, I don't know. Fucking too much left for dead yesterday or what? Like,
Are they nearly dead on battery?
I'm trying to connect to them, but obviously they are not, even though they are connected. Just 80% battery, so we're good.
His our buddy over on Discord, Raslaw, posted that, but I think he posted it on BeoWorld too.
What?
Because he has receiver ones and is now on the beta app, and I think on beta software for the theater. I'm not entirely sure if you need both, but you get an advanced setting extra in the menu.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
No, but so you have to be enrolled in beta on both, and to get it to stick, you have to reboot the theater. This will not wipe your settings, will not, but you have to make it do one of those sort of power cycle things. I mean, it's like installing new software on a computer nowadays, and
You got to reboot.
yeah.
You'd always have to reboot. Fudge. I don't remember never like be able to not reboot the computer and be good with it. I
So
just full circle back to the complaint I guess that I would have with it is why are we the beta testers again as people?
I think it's optional mostly, but then you accept that the receiver ones don't work.
Well, but yes, it's optional, but like in a scenario that this guy has, bought a theater, he's got a couple of speakers that he wants to wirelessly now connect to it. He doesn't. He didn't never sign up for this beta nonsense, right? Like it's just, it feels bad in my opinion, and not to be a negative Nancy about it, but I just think that you guys, okay, so you've tuned all the speakers, and nobody in your idea land or whatever you call it came with the fucking receiver saying, and how about this, guys? Will this work?
Yeah,
Oh, go
because
sit down, Bjorn. You don't know shit, right? Like, poor guy went back to the thing and started crying, and now everybody else is crying because you have to be on the beta in order to get this done. So it's just,
is it time? Has it been time? Because it's been a quick turnaround into making this as a product.
well, it took him 3 years to put it together, I guess, or design wise and
Yeah,
sound
okay,
wise and
but
whatever.
BeoLab 90s took him what 8.5, 9 years.
I think it was 7, maybe longer. Yeah, and they still come out with not being able to be tuned, even though that was advertised. They work now.
I mean, Captain Jared says that according to the help desk, end customers still not supposed to install the theater themselves, even though you can order them off the website. So it's like, wait, what?
Well, the help desk is, in my opinion, just a joke because I don't know. Depends on where you call. Especially like if I call something here and I get transferred to Europe, I immediately hang up because that is a complete waste of my time. Because these people are just script readers. They just go off of okay, you have this problem, so let's go through these steps. And when I have to go through steps that I had gone through, because if I call you, I'm in fucking trouble. Like I don't just call you to say hi, how you doing? Is this? Oh, sorry,
Have
I
a
had
good
the power
weekend.
link. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I plug in the power link into the puck table. That's why my speakers don't play. No, man. Like I don't call for nonsensical, a banal or whatever it is. Just simple crap. Like if there's a problem, there's a fucking problem. Like with the 90s, one of them doesn't turn on, and like nothing. The dome doesn't like anything. So it's yeah. Then you plug in the tool, you suck out the bad news out of it, and you go, oh, we're
Yeah.
gonna be back again. So
I mean, thinking of 2022, has it been a good year?
BNO wise, I think it was a great year. I think they've done a whole bunch of nice and good things.
Because they started off with a multi-room coming back to Mozart, and
They have to support the multi-room. Like this is ridiculous. I also like the fact that they finally had given people option that have the audio streaming engine or ASC platform, like the Beosound ones and the stages and whatnot, that you can abandon freaking tune in and you can go to the BNO radio and then everything works together in one unison. Which is kind of weird to me that you can go to the level and select to play something, and then you can join it with the Beosound shape on the wall, which has a core that's an ASC.
yeah,
The only thing that I think that they should honestly focus on when it comes to the Beo Link and integrated setups, they should also focus on the fact that if you turn off the leading speaker, the secondary speakers or the ones that pull off it do not shut off with it. I think they should continue on playback, just like I guess it was in Masterlink. You know what I mean? You can shut down the main room, but the kitchen per se will still go because it's
yeah.
you
Just take
didn't
over
press
the
all
source.
standby. Yeah, just take over the source or keep pulling it from that particular
Yeah, muted it
device
maybe until everything is off.
or that.
I mean, that's maybe the simplest solution. Like, if you want the living room to be off, just mute it.
Mm. I think the only thing that B&O had, well, they kind of got away with the skin of their teeth there, but I think the big boo-ha-ha screw up was the Balenciaga involvement. But you know,
Yeah,
that's the only gripe that I have with B&O this year. They shouldn't have fucked around with these people.
they were ahead of the tsunami.
Well, they were ahead of the tsunami, bro. But you know what I mean. Just because you got onto the beach, the water will still follow. You know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this was and expensive and not that. What's it called again? The Biosystem 7222 with more limited 4000 Cs. But now you get a cabinet and some speakers with it, so it's not the same thing somehow.
but the cabinet is $30,000 really, if you consider everything that is stuffed in it, which is a. And here's what I don't understand. You have a turntable, so you're catering to people with analog liking of music sound. That goes into a bloody RCA, into the back end of a Beolab transmitter one that is neatly tucked away somewhere in this wooden ass cabinet. And then it goes wirelessly into the 18s. I rest my case.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently they sold out, so nobody
Of course
cared.
they did. But this is more or less, in my opinion, like if I had, fuck you money, I would have bought this just for fuck you. That's basically what I would buy it for, because I like the concept of it. I just don't think it's that. I think the price was just a little bit out to lunch,
Yeah.
just a little bit. But it's a nice concept, and those speakers are beautiful though. The
Oh yeah,
titanium
I
finish.
love the titanium. This was potentially one of the better launches in a while in terms of headphones in general.
With the portals,
Yeah.
the PC ones, yeah.
Generally, the Portal as a headphone, like, it's so bloody comfortable.
I think it's the best deal for the money you can spend on a headphone.
Yes.
Period. The only problem that I have with them is when you walk around outside, it kind of feels bad when it's freaking raining or snowing here because, I don't want to get them screwed up. And then when you wear a hood, then you look like a fucking balloon head.
Well, that's all right. You can
It's
pull it
still,
off.
yeah, but then another thing is that I have an issue with. I don't have an issue with at home, but when you take them off, depends like how long your hair is. Then you have a freaking headphone band stripe and a perm press around your headphones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Toque here in Canada, I guess, but this is just a 2.0 version of it. So, but other than that, man, like I play with them all the time, and the surround is insane with these speakers. It is insane. If you play games or just a little bit, I cracked down on Left 4 Dead because they had it on sale for like $4 to buy the whole entire game pack on
Oh
Steam.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, man, let's go shoot some zombies, bro. If you got if you got Left 4 Dead, whoever's got Left 4 Dead, man, let's go. Let's
Well,
play some.
this year B&O also decided to sponsor the GOAT of Formula One.
Who's that? Williams?
Yeah, and this guy in particular, Latifi, because he's out now.
What do you mean he's out?
Yeah, they didn't renew his contract for Formula One, so.
So why do they support his ass?
Well, he drove for Williams, so I guess. I mean, he was so bad that a substitute driver at one point had more points than him.
Put that guy in a bus, man. He should be, public transit, bro. Don't put him in a formula.
I mean, he's one of your people. He's Canadian.
So what? So then put him on a winter road. He'll kick everybody's ass in there and shit.
You're saying he needs to go rallying?
He needs to go exactly like that's what he needs to do. Snow rally. Fuck. I'm sure he could own that track with both tires, for God's sakes. But yeah, not formula. That's too fast for a Canadian, I think.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how much this cost B&O, but I don't know. I thought they were somewhat strapped for cash, so I'm not entirely sure this was a great idea. Like, I'm not against it if you're swimming in money and everything is going well, but but your ROI on this is like it's weird and almost not. You almost can't tell what gets back from this.
I don't think there's really any comeback that they have that would benefit them other than, the ever now and then criticism. Either not even from us, but from, I guess, everybody else that is in the industry.
Yeah.
When it comes to formula, especially with this guy. Like, let's sponsor a useless. That's cool. Okay.
I mean, and then there was get fucked Russian B&O dealers.
That is insane. Like, that is insane to me that's happening. Like, that feels bad hard. Like, imagine you're in the middle of a project and now all of a sudden they cut off everything, right? Or like,
everything about it is insane. The whole situation is insane, and also, I mean, Moscow had like 3 or 4 dealers. I mean, surely they're not this oligarchical that the B&O store owners had something to do with any of this.
I don't like that decision. Like, and it doesn't help anything. It doesn't help any cause whatsoever.
No. So, well, whatever. Let's not dwell on that too long. Right. Then we got an A1 June. Remember that?
Not at all.
So you get
that was very insignificant. Very insignificant.
Yeah, like Adam said, they could have done some Williams branded Explorers or some Williams Portals or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, put a nice W on the side.
Word.
Winning.
Yeah, that's what's the actor's name? He's winning all the time.
Charlie Sheen, you mean?
Charlie Sheen, yeah. Charlie Sheen edition. We're winning.
Tiger blood.
Oh my God. It's a cute color, the Dune one, but meh type of thing.
Was it ever really on sale? I mean, there's prices mentioned for it, but €400 or pounds, sorry. €500 or £400 for an A1 is
that's supreme. That's supreme pricing.
Yeah,
probably more than that.
That's something.
Isn't that floating around Berluti's cost?
No, the Berluti one was cheaper, I think.
No shit, was it?
I think the Berluti was $350 or something like that.
Wow.
Or maybe €400, but this, I don't know. We'll see because, or was Berluti was last year, right?
Yeah. That still hurts a little bit on the inside here.
mean, so they launched some EXs, which are still quite good headphones or in ear.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually surprised with the E8s. Like, it's like a first edition, whatever that was in the drawer that I dug out in the shop. They actually have pretty good transparency mode. Like, they work pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, I like mine. I mean, since they still work, I haven't found a reason to update yet, but otherwise I would.
I
You
was
know,
gonna buy these. Yeah, I was gonna buy the EXs just so I can wear the hat and walk around and we're like a freaking bulldozer driver with these big ass cans on your head.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
So how do you find the EXs, Adam? Let us know. I'm quite
Is my
interested.
voice true to life?
Hello. It's nighttime BeoTalk.
That's right. But
You
yeah,
hear the warm, fuzzy feeling.
I think the EXs would be something that I had them in a sniper scope. I just never pulled the trigger since I got the E8s, and I got those whatever those silicone foamy things are. They stick in pretty good, man.
But they
I
don't
like it.
last that long, in my experience.
No,
I love those silicone tips, but they
that's what she said.
but they last. I don't know. For me, because I use them often, for me it was like after 4 or 5 months, they were pretty much gone.
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say like 4 or 5 weeks. So that's
No.
not bad. That's not bad at all. I'll just buy more. It's not like they're never gonna sell them.
No, but it's one of these things where you have to buy the whole bag of tips. So, like, I just want just give me a bag of the foam ones, right?
Oh, you have to buy all the sizes.
They come in the one bag.
Oh, that's silly. They should have had it separate. They
Yeah,
should have like, especially like when you invest in the headphones, you're not gonna use the other ones. So
yeah.
they should have a bag for each size, so you can buy like let's say 5 pair of small, medium, or large, right? Separate. I think that would make more sense. Yes, I understand you got to put all the sizes into the original packaging because you don't know what you're gonna fit. But once you figure that out, I think there should be a part number separate from each size in order for it to work.
Yeah.
Not work, but in order for it to be.
I'm looking indeed for new implants.
So
There's a
there you
special
go.
kind of squishy
Silicone tips.
where you have that feel, right? Like that finger feel. That's everything.
The memory foam. So
This again, in terms of sponsorships, I still don't get it. Like, what the fuck was this about?
I don't know.
Caroline
Just
Wozniacki, new as brand ambassador.
who
Okay,
is she, anyways? Like
she's a
something in
former number
Miami.
one female tennis player, but she's retired. So
That's why I've never heard of her.
in the tennis world, she's quite well known. I think she won Wimbledon and Roland Garros once.
Oh no shit.
Uh,
Interesting.
I know for a fact this seemed to make some people in the factory quite mad for totally different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go too far into that.
That's for the off-air talk.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently she's Danish. So, but like, surely if you're a brand ambassador, you do more than a few pictures, right?
You would think.
I mean, Steve was a brand ambassador. They didn't think I was good enough, so I never was one. But Steve was one, and he put out a bunch of content being a brand ambassador. And I mean, this was what? 2 pictures and maybe an Instagram mention, and that was it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay.
Hope she got to keep the headphones or whatever.
And a 9 in the background, and
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Not much to look at though.
No. It's
Like she cute and all, but like that's okay. Just 2 pictures and then you don't see her on Instagram. You don't see it anywhere to begin with.
speaking of Supreme, this was in June.
Yeah.
Looking back at this, I kind of want B&O to do like a sort of sort of throwback artsy thing with Campbell's soup, and make an Explorer with Campbell's soup on it, like old Warhol.
That'd be cool.
Like, but, if you're listening, go talk to Campbell's soup.
It'd be funny. Like, you'd probably just get it. What is it? Not the water transfer paint. Like they do the dip, whatever. I forget the name of it, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. So that would be something.
Full Warhol. That'll get some people talking about it. And then put it on a picture and sell it in your NFT collections.
Yeah, that was also a little bit of a flop, in my opinion, as far as NFTs or Nifties, whatever. I would buy the 90s, but the crypto's like completely going to down the tubes. So
yeah,
I don't know what tubes, but they're not good tubes. I tell you that.
And then all of a sudden, in June, they also started to do the whole cradle-to-cradle sustainability. Buzzword, share price go up, buzzword thing.
Yeah, I don't think that makes any. That cradle-to-cradle will prove itself if it worked or not, or does work at all in
like
the next
10 years.
Few years, at least 5 to 10 years, or 5 to 8 years, in my opinion. Because if you look at the lifespan of the products nowadays, maybe you get 5-10 years out of it. Depends on what it is. If you have an Avant, it feels bad right away because that just boards cook themselves to death.
Yeah, but if you have an A9, I mean, A9 Mark IIs are still going strong.
I've seen now a few of them. I've seen a few Mark I A9s dying, which, damn, like that's 10 years, bro. You got a lot of music out of the system. Like, and it's funny, or more or less ironic, because people don't realize that it's been that much time that's passed.
Yeah.
Like, no, I got this like 4 years ago, bro. You got it in 2011. It's 2022. Coming out 2023.
Yeah.
It's almost 12 years old. So buy the birthday candle and put it in the grave, because there's no point for you to buy the second board, the replacement board.
I mean, if it was any other brand, it would have died 7 years ago.
Oh, of course.
Like 6 months after the warranty, you probably would have tossed it.
Mm-hmm. Or it would be some bullshit that is now not compatible with the current streaming platforms or whatever, right? Like, it's just...
which the Mark I actually isn't, by the way, but it's AirPlay 1 and that sort of stuff. But it's... I mean, the Mark II still works. It's still up to date. But speaking of that, Adam had a question earlier, which I didn't, or sort of saw but forgot about. He's is everybody's opinion on his next purchase? He's not sure between the Balance and an A9. He thinks he has the space. Love the covers, but you get an A9. Is the A9 future-proof as a 4th gen? He loves them both. It would be a Christmas present.
Well, fuck, you got 6 more days to make that decision. And if I were to, honestly, I would go with the Balance. A9 is on the way out. Bar none. A9 is on the way out. And it is a timeless design. Yes, David, you're right. It's a timeless design.
But it will be
way more flexible. It's more fun. Oh, yeah, it'll be supported. But then I think that, like, if I were to start my collection now, I would just strictly move to Mozart platform at this point. I wouldn't even start off with something ASE and then all of a sudden you mix and match, and it's not like it's incompatible in any way, shape, or form. But I would.
But it fully works now. It's to me, it's sort of like, well, it depends on what you mean by future-proof, because it's sort of like, if you just wanted to play music, an A9 will do that for probably the next 5 to 10 years.
Of course it would. But I look at it this way, that if I were to buy a Balance now, maybe buy 2 of them later on, so you got the stereo, and if the carpet's laid and paved for the theater to be supporting Mozart platform secondary speakers as, let's say, auxiliary speakers, surround, whatever, then I think you're there because you can put the balances in the back, like you would have so-called 28s, and you have an insane surround system. Where with the A9 you can't really do that, but it's a six of one, half dozen the other, and it's just which direction do you want to go. The balance is nowhere near as customizable as the A9 is when it comes to the covers. You can't change the legs or the bottom base of the balance, but you get I think five different material options or color options now
Yeah.
for the A9,
I
right?
mean, in terms of
So,
pretty, the A9 surely cakewalks. Like it's
oh, for sure, 100%. But when it comes to utility and usability, I guess I would lean towards the balance more. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, the balance
That's
is a
just
lot of power in a small package. It's pretty
yes.
insane. But I mean, if I had the room, I would have at least 4 skinny play covers and just
Mm.
change my decor all the time. And BeoTool over on the Discord actually made a little a copy paste of what a balance could look like if you took the top of the standard black one with the bottom aluminium one.
You can get those now.
No, but
It smells like bespoke.
yes, but it's just a little Photoshop. But in
Mm.
essence, this is the top of the standard black one, right?
Hold on, Photoshop or Paint?
Photoshop, I think. I'm
Okay.
king of
Oh,
paint. I could
you
spot.
didn't do that.
No.
Oh, I'm like, you don't got Photoshop, bro.
But they could easily make this because they already make all the parts.
Yeah.
I mean, and I like the aluminium version the most personally.
Oh, dude, it looks the best. It looks the best.
But if the top could be black, that would be amazing.
Would
Because
you want the top of the touchpad to be silver too, or just black? Like
no, just
that
black.
makes sense.
I mean, this inner dish is still silver.
And then the
Yeah, and then the rest is just black with
bottom
the.
with black, yeah, gray melange or whatever it is. I like it.
I mean, I would see look because it looks way more BioLab this way.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I'd have one or two, especially if it's compatible with a theater.
I hope they come out with it quick because that would be something crazy.
Speaking of something totally different, but I guess balance related for the people thinking it could ever have WISA. I learned why it doesn't have WISA because of the interference for the antennas. If you want it in the same chassis, it needs to be about a meter apart from each other, the Wi-Fi and the WISA.
Hmm.
And this is why like 50s and 90s can be internet connected speakers and have WISA because they're physically large enough to have that separation.
Oh, that's interesting.
But yeah, so there's no chance of a balance ever getting WISA because like there's too much interference on either for it to work. It's not even a packaging issue. It's literally just a reception issue for.
But then, like to counter the argument a little bit, could you not have both? And then based on just like you have a positioning switch, you have wired or wireless. You could switch Wi-Fi or WiSA, so you can make it a BeoLab or you can make it a Mozart-enabled speaker, and then it disables the antennae for the WiSA, and the Wi-Fi will work, and vice versa.
Maybe.
If there's enough room in the chassis to stick all these antennae inside.
I guess they could, but then they probably have to ask themselves how many people are going to use which mode, and is that worth it?
That, and also if you think about it that way, if this is if the uh, theater compatibility with Mozart platform to be interconnected to SS surround speakers, I don't think that's even worth of for them to even develop or spend time on the WiSA modules when they're going to be able to do this through wireless network or wired network, right? Because that's where it's headed.
Yeah.
So
Evening, Matthew. Welcome back after a few months.
Yeah.
Captain Jared seems to think over on Twitch that the BeoLab 18 is on the way out because there's a discount of €1,500 on them at his dealer.
Ooh. I haven't heard anything about the
I would be
18s going away.
shocked if they're actually on the way out.
I would be also.
I have a feeling it's end of year clearance for a lot of dealers. We have some room in margin. Please sell as much as you can, and we'll have a fat Christmas.
Yeah, I just don't see them going away because what the hell are you going to replace them with? And don't tell me they don't sell.
Yeah, they sell like well still.
Yeah. So I don't get it. I don't think so. I haven't heard any. Like I've looked on ROS and sniff around, but I
mean,
don't
this is the whole
think that
reason they
there's.
dropped the 17s because the 18s were outselling them like 9-1.
Mhm.
That is like, well, we can't be bothered with making these anymore because I mean, if you show them off next to one next to the other, everybody goes for 18s basically.
Do you think that the reason for that is that the 28s are killing them? It's way more price difference. But logically speaking, right?
Well, 18s are a design icon pretty much.
Yes.
And it's an easy sell because they're slender all the way and they look fantastic on a wall mount. And if you pair a set of or a 19 with them, it's more or less the same price as 28s. The performance is not that vastly different, depending on what drives it. So I would be surprised if they just axed it and the first available speaker was set to 28.
That would be insane. I think it'd be a
Like,
mistake.
hi, welcome to my shop. You can't buy anything that's of home
Below
audio.
30 grand almost, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, that's not good.
Our second cheapest speaker is nearly 50 grand now. Hello.
Well, but you go from what? Like you basically go from like these levels and merges and balances and A9s to now almost 30K.
6X for the 28.
And you probably end up with the 30K anyways because install or delivery per se would be charged, and also well, you don't need a core, but you would need, let's say, you get a Halo remote. That's another $1,000, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, by the way, do you remember in June, B&O explored the relationship between music and interiors? I thought this was at the core of their business, but apparently in June they started investigating it.
somebody's doing too much mushrooms
release.
on the weekend over there. Yeah, somebody's been doing too much mushrooms on the weekend there because they're tripping, bro.
Or it's like we haven't spoken in long enough. Like, we better say something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay. I
and
thought
then they show outside instead.
Yeah. The Fritz Hansen Pavilion or something. You're immersed in nature's element if you get in, but it's like, okay.
Cool.
Like, what the hell, man? What the hell?
I honestly, I don't know, and I'm trying hard to understand the thought process behind the marketing people in the B&O as far as like what their vision is versus what the reality is. And I don't know if any of those people actually ever worked in a store in B&O store or just dealt with the product in any way, shape, or form other than being hired into this, like, their brainarium in Denmark where they've reworked that to, the Idea Land. And, like if you do have that interface with the product,
the Idea
it's
Land
very
in
limited.
Factory 5?
I think so. I think it's where the old BeoVision 11s used to be assembled. They took out the whole TV manufacturing
because
side
if
of it
it's
all.
a Strur, then headquarters is almost never there.
Mm-hmm.
Because headquarters is in Copenhagen.
It is a Strur, yeah.
And apparently Strur is too far away for people at HQ to go to often.
Oh, fuck. It's like 2.5 hour train ride, I think, from what I remember.
Whoop-de-doo. If you're paid for going there, who
And it's a
cares?
train ride, bro. Like, you could drive it way faster than me going on a goddamn train. Because we don't stop at every freaking street light,
Yeah.
you know, dropping people off. So
So, yeah. Weird. I don't understand it. If I worked for B&O, I'd much rather work in Struer than in Copenhagen, I think, in some office somewhere.
completely disconnected from it, and the only place you can actually visit the product is probably in the shop. Or, well, I'm sure that they have some stuff on hand to play with, but then again, how many people are actually like playing with it as far as the, real life scenario playing with it?
Yeah, I don't know. Not
The
often.
guys here, the guys here, not to talk bad, but they're deathly scared of BeoLink Gateway. They're scared of anything that has a BNO on it. They pump this fucking savant nonsense everywhere, which I can't program. And I think they've moved away a little bit more from the C4 now. But they've, yeah, like, and they, oh wow, BNO doesn't work and all this shit. I'm like, I have lived with the BioLiving Intelligence or BioLink Gateway and Masterlink Gateway since, I think 2009 or 10 when I got into it. And I've never had problems. I honestly, truthfully say that I've never had problems. I had issues, let's say, when I got the fucking Eclipse, because there was no support for the BioLiving Intelligence, or BioLink Gateway was only on the BioLiving Intelligence first, and blah blah blah. But that didn't impede on anything that I had programmed within the system or ecosystem that I had in my house, with the Google and the Nest and the Philips Hues and the Lutrons and the logic behind, on and off when you go to the occupancy sensors and shit. Like, I miss it. I miss it dearly. And I'm at the end of this month, I think it is going to be, I'm moving upstairs finally to my apartment. I actually went to look at it with my mom yesterday. Got the security guard to open it. So it's basically ready. They just need to clean it up.
Sweet.
And yeah, I'm going to be moving there. And I'm going to get the theater set up more or less immediately when it gets there. And we'll see. I've decided I'm going to go with the 65-inch on the tables on a floor stand.
Nice.
I really debated the 77 on a table stand like we have in the intro. Fucking sick looking, bro. But I think I'm just going to go with the motorized, because then I can turn the thing on into the entire room.
Yeah.
Because I won't need more than, well, it doesn't do 90 degrees, but 70 degrees is damn near more than enough.
This was your favorite Balenciaga bag? I mean, it's still weird to me that they kind of not like we sort of shat on it because it was sort of silly because there's an A1 in it and it's like, what was it? It was 20 grand or something like that.
8,200 euros.
Yeah, silly money anyway. Until you then later find out that some little birdie tells you, like, actually, it's made out of one-piece aluminium.
Yes.
And it's like,
why didn't you talk about that, people?
Yeah, like, show that shit off. Like, make something nice with that. Make I don't know, one of these videos that goes.
They should have made a video of just having this thing basically as a solid block of aluminium. I don't know if they cut it in half first, so they have two equal parts, or they machine the outside of the bag and they cut it in half and then go in and do whatever, like to hollow it out and machine these things out. But this should have been detailed much better and much more in the media. That should have been shown that it's not about the Balenciaga nonsense. It's about the fact that we are able to carve a fucking purse out of a solid block of aluminium.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to cost you arm and a goddamn leg and 7 of your stepchildren, but we can do that.
I mean, and to me, the more I look back on it, the more this seems like a B&O thing than it does a Balenciaga thing.
Yes.
I mean, it's almost like they sort of drew a bag and B&O did the rest.
Mm-hmm. Who's a Magnum? Tom Selleck from Magnum.
The dude with the big fucking mustache.
Oh.
Do you know Magnum PI from like the 80s?
Oh yeah.
with the Ferrari on Hawaii. That's Tom
That's
Selleck.
like,
With the ever dancing mustache.
like,
But apparently, yeah, they're talking about sound with the chef or something. That's also
Gordon
for
Ramsay edition.
Tom Sellers. No idea who this is, but he has a lot of stickers on his arms. So he
I
must
guess
be
those are
important or something.
they're probably just henna for the photo shoot.
Like they wash off at night.
Just a little bit of a Sharpie art. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of tattoos. Like if you guys have it, good for you. You know, proud. But I don't buy one.
Well, I don't mind tattoos, but like there is a limit to where you're going a bit too far. Like how much? Like the only skin that's left is his fingers, for crying out loud.
I don't know. Like for me, like it's too busy on a girl. Like because then you start just looking at the tattoos and you forget the act of what you're doing actually, right? Because it's just like it's like reading a fucking
Oh,
magazine all of a sudden. Yeah. It's just turn over. I want to see what you got on the belly.
I never
So
understood the Bible like this before.
that's right. So yeah, for me the tattoos are I don't know they're just a little bit disruptive, and quite honestly, like I got nothing against them, but I would never do it. I don't have I'm not scared of pain or anything, but I've never the only tattoo that I ever considered getting is a B&O logo on the back in Copenhagen on the 90th birthday, and the tattoo shop was closed or whatever the fuck, and I wasn't looking for another. I'm like, all right, that's not meant to happen, so I'm not doing it.
Just your left cheek, B and.
So yeah. Oh,
It's
or
the only
black
way you
lips.
bend down.
Fucking hell. So yeah, I didn't do that. But now coming to the best release that they had ever come across or has done, I honestly think since I can't even recall anything that other than like Harmony was a big game changer, but that was now 2 years ago. Uh,
Longer. That was 2019.
18. Oh, so 3 years ago now,
Yeah.
almost four. So I that was a big deal. I really liked that TV. But now that the theater is out and I'm looking at the Harmony, like the Harmony looks beautiful in a 77. It's the most proportionate, actually. The most proportionate that I see now is, which doesn't really change the proportions much, but it's the 83. The 88 is retarded because they just get too long. But 83 looks sexy as hell, man. But then, you know, it can't hold a candle to the freaking theater.
Also, the wings are becoming a bit twiggy with 88.
Hmm.
Like they're becoming a bit long and
That's what I'm
thin.
saying. It's too long and narrow.
Yeah. I mean, but so
Where
far, if we're looking through the year of B&O, and I mean, we're in August, and there's been, what, Portals, EXs, and some weird
mhm.
stuff, and that's about it for the year.
Oh, they reintroduced the Emerge.
Yeah, reintroduced the operative word.
So it's
But,
very important.
yeah, I mean, the theater,
It's a freaking game changer, bro.
but the looks of how many people sent us pictures for the intro with it, it's like, God, that sold well.
That sold very well. It's sold out now. Like I think that I'm on a waiting list for January now. I think that I'm gonna go get it.
Hmm.
So we'll see. But yeah, I'm putting on a table stand.
Let's see.
I mean, tables the floor stand.
Do you have the
I'm gonna make another cup of coffee because it's just getting good. And I wonder if I think my mom went for a walk, and I have music playing here.
Let's see. People, dear people in chat, let us know. Do you have a theater? And I kind of am interested to
see.
Yeah. So 5 votes, 60% yes, 1 on order. That's actually quite a lot because, I mean, if nothing else for B&O, people would keep their TVs for ever so long.
Oh God, yes. Wow. Yeah. Well, shit. I still have a BeoVision 9, but well, I don't have it. I gave it to my mom, along with the 740 in her bedroom, two 3500s, two 2000s, three 2000s, and I gave her a pair of 8000s as well for the friends, and a Beosound 5. So she basically got my entire goddamn system. But it's my mom, bro. I'm not regretting it. And the gateway, obviously, she's got the gateway, and I did the whole lighting in the house. So
Well, it's not like she
everything's
could get rid
controlled.
of it without your help anyway.
Well, no. Well, I couldn't get rid of it without anybody else's help either, because fuck, like, good luck with the BV9, bro. Like, that TV, that's the day that laughter dies when you get it. And we actually, I did one theater where we had to remove a BeoVision 9 from it, which also came to a bit of a, not a peculiar problem, but the way that the guy ran, or the way that it was set up back in the yesteryears, it was a BV9, which is a center channel, of course, right? And then you have a set of lap 5s, which he used as rear channels, but they were as front, left, and right. So they were cannoning all the time, right? Like the 5s were, left and right. So then I ran the calibration microphone, and the theater, surround right, surround left.
Mm-hmm.
I shaved the bass from the thing, right? So and then all of a sudden, like, they don't even perform anymore. I'm like, shit, how do you trick it? So I had to put it back to like left and right front to make the guy happy, even though, like, against my logic, right? But I did that. Oh, son of a bastard and a homeless whore! I got a freaking battery. I'll be back in a second. What was I gonna say? This battery deal.
Question from Generic Enthusiast. He's thinking about a theater. Would it look wrong, though, with 12.3s? Because he has a 12.3 fetish. And
I don't think so at all.
No, I think that would match quite well, actually, with the bottom curves and everything.
Yeah, I think that would be catch me out. Yeah, definitely. There we go. We got some light now. Holy shit, it's like much more light now. Things are looking up too bright. Put it like this. So, broken down again. Right? If you're a technician, I should be 100%. 100% with BNO, not this Milwaukee nonsense when you forget to charge and change batteries. But anyways, what was I going to say about the theater?
I was going to say our friend Chris Jansen bought a theater as well.
No way.
Yeah.
Fake Eric?
Yeah. Fake Eric. Danish
Fake
Eric.
Fake Eric's got a theater. Awesome. Congrats, bro. It looks good, man. 65. What is it? With gray melange, or is it actual wood lamellas?
It's oak.
Oh, right on. Sold enough milk to buy the oak ones too. Sweet. Or you don't do milk no more.
Yeah, but it looks good. The Danish candles or whatever, the designer candles thing.
Oh yeah, this is what I was gonna show you. Let me send you another email here.
And he has one of these sneaky pictures where only if you sit at the right angle can you see more of what's in the room.
Oh, I love the 19 and the reflection.
So he kept his 18s and his 19, and those
Good
are now
idea.
Surround duties, and I mean, good stuff.
Oh, should have sent you freaking nothing. Right on. I'm good.
Oh, that's all right.
Attach.
You've sent me worse.
Attach. Hey, easy there. So we finished this job. We did. There you go. It was those set of 90s are running off this cursed ass Yamaha nonsense, which I absolutely despise the Yamaha brand. I think they should be disinvented. They should never be in the receiver business. Their receivers are absolute garbage. HDMI boards, the RCAs would not work with the 90s. It's just a complete trash bag and a garbage fire in the same fucking box. So if you are running third-party systems, stick with Marantz because at least Germans have it figured out. And this is where we pulled out this house. It looks terrible, mind you. I think February I'm going back there, which I just found out. It's like, oh yeah, because we're gonna tear the whole house down and rebuild it. I'm like, why the fuck did I spend all this time setting all this up? But they pay, it's Christmas, screw it. So here you go. So this is where I had to level this out. But look how that 90 sits, man. Like, it's in the fucking doorway.
Yeah, you should have to like scoot besides it every time.
There's enough room to pass, but it's like, it's like entering a bar beside a big bouncer.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Like, you don't want to touch him, right? Because you don't know if you're going to get cracked in the fucking forehead. So.
Yeah, but the 90 isn't moving now.
And he doesn't have the panels, so I'm gonna try to convince him to buy my oak ones, and I'll buy the walnut, because that'd be cool. But yeah, we did those, and there's lap 3s in the back. My God, bro, my God, this room, like, it'll just blow your socks off from the drawer.
Sure,
you don't even wear those. Like, it is insanity.
It's a small ass room for that sort of
panel. Oh yeah, like y'all thought my room was small. This is small.
Is there actually any benefit to having this theater center in this sort of setup?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it manages the speakers properly.
I know. I mean,
that's
as a center channel
advantage, but the center channel does actually do very well. And that was another thing that I was kind of like, how are these upward firing speakers going to behave in they figured out that they're too close, they turned off. The side ones work, but the top ones just don't, because it's just, I don't know how it knows, but it knows that the thing is insane. The theater is an absolutely insane product, man. Kudos to B&O for spending the time. Yes, I'm pissed about and choked a little bit about the goddamn clients being beta testers, and then I look like a goof and doorknob, right? Because this doesn't work with it, or that doesn't work with it. It makes it hard for the installers per se. Also for the sales guys, because they're essentially are going to face the fact of dealing with the client, because I can only give him so much info. He's not gonna give me grief because I didn't sell him this. And well, your speaker doesn't work, sir. No, it's your speaker, not mine. Let's correct that first, and let's move from there. So
I wouldn't mind if these were my speakers.
So yeah, these are, well, I think they were the first pair in Montreal, these guys. So they are 6-7 years old now almost.
It's a sweet setup. It just needs a bit more space. I mean, come
on.
Oh,
they're gonna have they're redoing the whole house. They're moving somewhere else. So I'm sure we're gonna have to move these bloody things again, which is no joke whatsoever. Because right on the left side where the speaker is to get out of the room, there's 2 stairs, which you have to bring the speaker up to. And there is no way that you can have it on the skates. Like, we just put it on skates just to pick it up and wheel it over top of a moving blanket, lower the skates down, remove the skates, drag the speaker on the moving blanket through the door because it fits just barely with its own width. So forget the skates. And we drag it to the front entrance, put the skates back on the bloody thing, and then we take it outside to another 4 stairs to put it on the ground, and then we can move it to the van, lift it the fuck back up all the way to the back of the van, which is 70 centimeters, and then roll it into the back of the van, lower the feet, drive the speaker to the job or to another place wherever.
And then you get to do the other one.
and then rinse and rather repeat. Yeah. So
Matthew asked Willie, the 90s in your shop now, are they white gold or white aluminium?
None. We don't have 90s in the shop on display. I don't think that they're going to order another set. We are actually out of 50s as well, because they just got sold, and I was supposed to install them on Tuesday, I believe, but now or Wednesday, sorry. So that got bumped. And yeah, so once we get the 50s back in, I'm looking very much forward to that. Oh yeah, no, I don't know who's posting the on
Maybe
the,
he
I guess
means
the
Hallandale.
oh yeah, no, I'm not in Miami yet, bro. Unfortunately, so if you look outside, there's fucking 30-40 centimeters of snow in Montreal right now. I'm still putting an effort. So
Poutine.
putting an effort into getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah. What's their handle, actually,
What's the handle? What?
of the Hallandale show? Oh, no, he's just Canada.
Oh.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know if Quebec even has an Instagram. Maybe I think Marie-Ève is looking after that. She's the marketing lady,
Okay.
but I'm not involved in any of that. I've got more than enough to deal with in the shop and guys and installs and day to day. So I average, yeah, like 45 to 50 hours a week, which I'm not complaining. Because at the end of the day, I got fuck all to do when I get home anyway. So
Sweet.
and at the end of the day, when I do get home, every Wednesday I go for a cigar, and Friday I go for a cigar, and now I take my laptop with me to go for a cigar because now I can finally whore out the ROS and the BOIs and that's I cannot be more happy than having access to that one website. You know, like that's my Pornhub, bro. Pianos.
Just don't start stroking it in public areas.
Yeah, I love reading all that stuff in there, man. There's so much knowledge that
Oh, I
you
nearly
gotta.
forgot about this whole Zoom Teams nonsense. Maybe it's not nonsense, but it may actually be good. But they made the what's it called,
The Zoom portals.
well, they made the P500 or something, I think they're called,
Yeah, that's what I heard.
and then the one for that other
Cisco? No,
Cisco. Is it Cisco?
I don't remember, but it freaking very much. I think that it was that.
Yeah, and then in September this year was Beocom Portal.
Oh yeah, that's right. I wonder what they've done better or different. That they use those.
On the
Probably the
P500,
voice.
or maybe it's this too. The 3.5 millimeter jack is a TRRS version, so you can have a mic input on the three and a
Yeah,
half
you're right,
mil jack.
Eugenio. It is Cisco.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forget what the heck they were called. But who cares?
but the Zoom ones had, amongst other things, like I said, a mic input over 3.5 mil jack.
Oh,
So the chassis was the same, but the internals were totally different.
they should make a compatible like because you have the virtual boom, but they should make one that you just plug into the USB-C and it just goes in.
Sorry,
Sorry,
headphone users, I experienced that too.
I didn't. But yeah, it should be either on one or whatever that I think it's on the right ear.
Yeah, the virtual boom is still a bit marketing speak.
Well, I've been talking on this virtual boom for a number of podcasts now. So
Yeah.
all the way back from Miami, I guess, when I got those headphones. So I don't know. You guys tell me how I sound any different or whatnot. But I am going to buy one of those clip-on stand microphones because why not?
I mean, and then they launched
Nordic
this.
Ice.
No, the
Is it not?
normal aluminium one,
Oh, the aluminum one. Yeah,
which
it
is
looks cool, man. It looks very nice.
I think if they launched this from the start, opinions about the balance and how it looks would have been different.
The what? Sorry.
If they launched this as a balance from the start, when the balance,
The numbers would have looked different, I think. Yeah,
yeah, and also the opinions about the design, I think would have been different.
I agree.
I mean, I don't hate them, but it is so mild and toned down.
Yeah, but they came up with this like, you know, day late and penny short, in my opinion. It should have been the first one. Chaba joined late.
Yeah,
but better late than never. You're right.
to add to the theatre poll, I'd say not yet. I've never wanted a BeoVision, but the modular concept of the theatre and performance versus price arguments make me want one. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by owning one, especially since you can upgrade the panels whenever you want. And it's no longer a value proposition that's pretty insane, but worth it if you have all the rest of the stuff.
Yes. Yeah, like if your Avant kicks the bucket, you cannot go wrong with the theater. You just cannot go wrong with the theater.
No.
Well, you can go wrong with the harmony, but I think you can go a lot more I think you would go wrong with harmony versus the theater when you compare the capabilities acoustically. That's just bar none. Like, there is not a single product that reads the room that accurately in their portfolio than the theater does, because it's got triangulation capabilities for sound, where you don't really have that. Yes, like you have the goofy sweep on the 28s and emerges and levels and balances and A9s and so on and so forth. And it does improve the sound. Don't get me wrong. It does shave off the bass, does a little bit to the treble, depends where the thing is sitting. But I've never heard or seen anything that can fucking self-calibrate itself so accurately that you take a laser measuring tool and you put it right to the ass end of the microphone and you shoot it into the drivers, and it is exactly that distance. Not even plus and minus 1 centimeter. It is exactly that distance.
I've had a few times where it's plus or minus 1 centimeter.
But that's also probably where you're aiming that laser light at the time.
No, between the same measurement, where just different speaker group, but I didn't move the mic. Oh. And then it said the 50 was like, one of the 50s was like a centimeter further out than in the previous measurement.
But that's fucking ridiculous though, man. Like, centimeter is this much. Like, that's nothing, right? It's a width of that's not even a width of your thumb.
Here, that's 0.001 second of latency.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Like, your cats can't hear that shit, let alone a human being.
Especially at 12,000.3 hertz.
Right? Chef Martin, you've done bad. So no, it's just I really look forward to the theater when I get it. I know I'm gonna get a noise complaint, certain of it, but it's time to meet the neighbors, and like you said, Cheba, better late than never, right?
Yeah. This was a good announcement in September that Bang & Olufsen and Origin Acoustics expand their partnership for custom installed channels in, well, mostly North America.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you're a custom installer for Origin Acoustics, you have access to the whole product catalog of Bang & Olufsen now.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good, really.
I don't understand why they why they've always, or I have never really pursued it after that CI partnership, because I was pretty soured up about it. But well, Calgary is a dry city now, and the economy is dying. It's funny watching my mom here in Montreal. She was in utter disbelief how many people are on the streets, and it was fucking snowing hard, man. And everybody's out. Like, Calgary's dead, right? And I'm like, yeah, Mom, but you also got to put the perspective that it's minus 35 in Calgary and it's plus 1 over here snowing. You know, you can deal with the little snow and slush and bullshit. But when you got minus 30 licking your back with wind, you's getting into the goddamn inside as soon as you can. So
yeah, it's one of those temperatures in Calgary where if you walk outside like this and do that, all your knuckles crack.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, honestly, like, at this temperature there is there, like, if I tossed a cup of coffee outside of balcony, it would never land. I don't think it would ever make more than 3 floors down before it would just completely evaporate.
That's too cold, man. That's too cold.
I'm not there anymore. I'm glad that these are now just cool stories, literally, quote unquote, that I have, and I'm done with it. But then here, I couldn't understand why they were putting these like big sticks on the fire hydrants, and it's like, oh, so we can find them in the snow. Why the fuck are you burying those to begin with?
This is why
So
Florida, when it's cold, it's like
as soon as
10
my
degrees
visas come through,
Celsius.
man, I'm gonna do my due diligence, and I'll probably take a month to exit from here. That's what's gonna happen, because I'm obviously not gonna just quit on the guys right away. I got some respect as well, but I will, as soon as I can, I'll go.
I mean, October.
Stage is great till you make a to B comparison with the theater, which we had done, and it's oh my god, don't do that. Don't do that. It'll break your heart in 7 places, one for
Depends
each
on the
day.
room size too. I mean, my
Yes.
theater is in a much larger room than the stage is, and it's not so dramatic when the room is like a third the size.
Yeah, still, bro. It's it's a huge difference
Yeah.
in especially when you start juicing it, like when you start getting into my levels of idiocy when it comes to listening to music. So I'm just checking if my mom got lost or not because she went for a walk.
In October, we got the silly NFT thing,
Mm-hmm.
which didn't go to plan at
No.
all. The first minting was apparently too expensive, and they gave a lot of people their money back until the new minting price, because it went from 0.467 Ethereum, which at the time was like $800 or so, to now 0.2. So that's like,
I'm just still having a hard time understanding it. Like, what do I do with it? Like, I can't really sell it. I've watched the whole B&O explanation on it, and quite honestly, the dude that was explaining it just, in my opinion, was very good in hiding his own confusion about the subject matter to the other guy that he was explaining it to. Because we're both looking at this and like, I don't know what in the hell are they talking about, and what's the value proposition? Like, you know what I mean? You already published it, so I can just take a screenshot and freaking, put it on. Oh yeah, the virtual product is that goofy. It looks like marimba freaking drum kit.
yeah.
That whatever that is. I like the '90s as far as the color scheme is cool.
Apparently, with some of the artists, the musical artists, you'll get a passes for their shows forever.
Okay.
Some of these, yeah, you must really like these artists, I guess.
I don't get it. What I don't get also is why are we doing this now after the crypto crash to shit? This would have been cool when back in the day when Eric and Henrik shit their pants when they saw how much the Bitcoin was. Remember that podcast?
Yeah.
Talk for 15 fucking minutes in the beginning. That's when that should have been happening, maybe 2-3 months prior to that. But no, yeah, you guys are again day late and penny short, and it's just not.
I mean, I guess
That,
Trump just sold a bunch of NFTs
did he?
successfully.
Yeah, but that's Trump, bro. You know what I mean? He's a different
I mean,
animal.
it was the same thing. Like, use them as baseball cards or something, trade them. It's like, wait, so we're just giving you money for pictures? Yes. It's like, okay.
Yeah, because you're too dumb to not do it. So here's my money from you, right? I'm not. I dipped into the crypto very deeply. I not that I regret it. I'm still waiting for my money to come back, which is not coming, I don't think. But then again, I didn't go there with the idea that I'm going to retire off of this. This was just something that let's put some money in there, see what happens. If I fucking burn it, then I burn it, right? Feels bad. But I'd feel way worse if I had like a theater that dropped off the wall and shit and like, right? I would really feel bad then, especially if it was my house.
Or if 10 of your Bitcoin were lost in that FTX nonsense.
Oh, that would hurt. Well, it wouldn't hurt as much now as it would have hurt like, a few months ago when it was $60,000 per one. But still, that's a pretty.
I mean,
that'll hurt.
Just 300 grand I lost. It's okay.
Right. So yeah,
it's not real money anyway.
Well, yeah. It's not. Yeah, until you convert it. Oh shit! I could have paid my house off for it. So But anyways, that's I guess the BNO likes to go through a school of hard knocks every now and then, and this was one of them. I don't think that they really. I think that it was a cool idea in a lunchroom on Friday afternoon when they had a couple of whatever the Danes drink, and then they probably went to that little penguin and got sauced up on freaking Carlsberg and came back like, yeah, we're doing NFTs. That's a great idea.
What are they?
Bjorn, fucking get on the Photoshop, do some nonsense with the 90s, make a freaking turntable out of rock.
You know how in Paint you have that spray can? Use that on everything.
Oh Christ! So yeah, there we go.
But
There we go with the NFTs.
I don't know. I don't hate them for trying, but it's the wrong application. And
yes, I completely agree.
And when you listen to the quarterly results and stuff like that, and they want to be more exclusive, and then you go do something in crypto, it's like, what? How is this more exclusive? If you don't like us, well, you and I are basically plebs in their eyes now because we're poor.
Well, of course,
poor. Like, but you want to sell stuff for Ethereum. It's like, wait, what? Huh? I don't get it.
No, and I think they've realized their mistake in my eyes, and just it is what it is. You live and learn, I guess. But I think that was a goofy exercise.
I mean, it was funny when their Discord started. Like, our Discord was so civil compared to theirs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the amount of memes and Pepe's and that sort of thing that flew by. The white supremacist hate symbol frog thing.
Oh, I'm not in tune with that at all. I completely missed those October 20th. Did we talk about this shit? We must
a
have.
little bit.
I vaguely remember this.
Would you rather have a Balenciaga bag or a crypto JPEG?
I'd probably go for the Balenciaga, even though they're a bunch of pedos and stuff. I would still go for Balenciaga because I think that it has a collector's value to it, where the crypto JPEGs, not much.
The thing is, especially with the NFTs of B&O, in the FAQ, it says literally that if you sell it for more than what you bought it, you have to share the profit with the artist. And I'm not even, if I'm remembering right, I don't remember if it's also meant B&O. But let's say you bought this crypto JPEG for 0.2 Ethereum. And somehow somebody says, hey, I'll give you 10 for it. It's like, you didn't make 9.8 at that point. You have to share that with...
Yeah, so for that reason, I'm out. I wouldn't even sell it. No, sorry.
I mean, so you don't actually own it. If you don't have the rights to show it off and ask money for it, which you cannot do. So even if I was totally into the Zuckerberg metaverse and I had my private house, my own Louvre or whatever the fuck in the metaverse, and I had a bunch of art, and I wanted to go, well, you can give me 5 metabucks or whatever the fuck to come look at my art. Like B&O would go, no, that's not allowed with our JPEGs. Yeah, like, fuck, silly. I don't own them then.
No. They should just display them in the Struer Museum, and that's it.
Print them and sell them on some actual paper.
Mm-hmm. But but these A9s are just, I do not get this. This looks like somebody was trying to learn how to airbrush with stencils.
I think there's something like 500 each euro.
Good.
Yeah, here, 500 euro for these covers.
I would rather buy Skinny Play, honestly, and I'm sure everybody in the chat is with me on that, because this is, a little nonsensical.
I mean, here, Skinny Play.
Yes, it's original B&O, but, right?
Yeah, but you can make it originally you. You can hear, this is the custom. It's 139 euro, and if you use the promo code MickeyPD4 in all caps, then you get 10% off. So go to Skinny Play.
Yeah.
It's improvised chill.
Exactly. So what's next? Because we're at the October now, I guess, right?
Yeah. But yeah,
Don't think they had
like
much.
Dejanir says, the idea of NFTs was that it was yours completely. Yeah, that's the idea, but that's not what B&O does.
No.
I mean, it's nice and all that's the idea, but it's not what it came out to be.
Exactly.
And then, well, we actually go only to November so far. A new flagship store.
Heart of Mayfair. Where is that?
Is this London?
I don't know where Mayfair is.
Surely this is London.
Apparently, there's a store opening in Toronto.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a New Bond Street. So that's London.
Yeah, they're opening a new shop in Toronto. So if the Toronto guys are watching and you want to pay me better, I'll move. Also, at least I'll understand what everybody's saying. But yeah, there's a couple of them opening here apparently, which is good because they should. My parents would be like 50% off. Actually, they should pay you for buying it. It's terrible. It's a terrible idea. Terrible. But yeah.
Now you're making me look. I must find
What?
you on an A9.
Oh no, not doing it again. Jesus Lord.
That's Willie on an A9.
Just put a fucking passport photo.
You can just email email Skinny.
That's actually a good picture, bro. I like it.
And they have this on file for you. They can print this for you.
No. Do they?
Yes.
How the fuck? What? You dick. Oh no.
I mean, I didn't make this. They made this.
Oh wow. Yeah, I had no idea. But that's actually that's one of my proudest moments, man. This is the time I came back because I bought the Lab 90s. I got invited for the second tour to be a factory.
I'll get you a cover once you're in Florida and you can have room for an A9. You can see yourself on your A9.
No, I'll just make an NFT out of it and sell it. But yeah, that's a great picture actually. But I don't look goofy on it. But oh yeah, like this instead. I can't believe they made that too. I'm non-fungible. Yeah, NFWs, man. Jesus Lord. It was a great time. That was a great day, actually.
If you want to hang one on the wall over your bed.
Nah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Just email
God.
Skinny
Jesus Christ, they just like went through my entire Instagram. I had to shut this down, dude. Jesus Christ.
Well, if you don't have the password, you can't do it.
I can't do shit about it. And my phone that I have access to it is dead now, so it's bad. Feels bad for me.
And what was the last thing? Oh yeah, the weirdest thing ever. Bang & Olufsen joins the First Movers Coalition to help drive decarbonization of the aluminium industry. I don't know how you do that, but okay.
What do you mean decarbonization? So what, they're gonna use like what?
Green energy to melt aluminium?
That guy should get a different haircut, just saying.
Yeah, that's the CEO.
I know, but just bro, come on. And I don't understand, like, what are they gonna do with the carbon thing, anyways? Like, what are they gonna? You still need a copious amounts of electricity to do this with. So, like, are they gonna build windmills on their farm now, or?
Maybe they're gonna put a nuclear reactor there. I don't know.
Underneath the Factory 5.
I mean, maybe we're just gonna smelt it all in China and nobody cares because it's in China, right?
Exactly, it's the same thing. Like, the electric cars are just the irony of it all. Because I'm green, but no, you're just offsetting the pollution to somewhere else completely.
I mean, I think this is one of these World Economic Forum,
Oh,
World Economic Forum nonsense things. We
is he
shall
part of that?
reshape the future and all that jazz.
I didn't think that they were actually part of the WEF nonsense.
Well, they are now. So,
Not happy about that. Not happy about that.
I mean, to me, you know what the silliest thing is like they talk about this like cradle to cradle and this circular economy, and it's like the most economical or eco-friendly thing you can do is build something that you don't have to fucking replace.
Yeah, but then you're still, competing with the test of time and development of technology more or less than test of time.
Sure, but like my record player is from the fucking 70s. This one is from 73, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but your luck is that media became cool all over again, right? Like, with the 9000 kind of feels bad because you're limited to how many CDs you can actually purchase nowadays, if any. When it comes to tapes, fucking good luck, right? Like, there's certain technologies that just
8,000,
died off.
6,000, 4,000s. The BeoVoxes are still around.
But that's a speaker.
Yeah, okay, but
that's impervious, in my opinion, to time as far as the tech goes, because the sound is always going to be reproduced in that same fashion. You're going to have to move the air in order to hear it.
But that's a lot of what they do. But like the Mozart thing is ideal in that you just replace a chip with a new tech, if it's even necessary.
I just don't understand what and how much more you would need to replace in a product that plays music and streams radio. Like, what do you need? Like, what is this going to be, a 4K radio now and shit? Like, how are you going to hear that out of a level?
I don't know. It's like that whole, I don't know, you probably don't have it, but the DAB plus transmission of
that
radio.
never existed in Canada or US altogether. Like, there is, I believe, like hi-fi or high resolution FM radio.
Yeah, this is a digital
audio broadcast, but that doesn't exist here at all. They should limit the output of 90s to 11 decibels. Just have one mid-range playing.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, but if you made stuff with a lot of, like, either the easiest way to do it is move away from aluminium with this shit, because there are other materials. But then you get us all mad because we love the aluminium.
But what would you replace the aluminium with?
I don't know.
Steel? How much more harder to machine would that be? Like, because aluminium is more or less like the butter of the metal, right?
Yeah. But if you want to decarbonize, then don't use any metals. Like, this is sort of like we're going to have our cake and eat it too. And it's like, okay, so who's going to budge first? The person over there living in their house or your aluminium production plant?
You're probably going to have to, like, soon enough, or in a few years, you're going to have to send a whole pile of Nespresso capsules that are spent to B&O so you can make yourself a speaker out of aluminium. Because I just don't understand. At the end of the day, at this point of time, they're so engraved with aluminium that I don't think that they can afford to go away from it.
I agree, but then you must make stuff with aluminium in it that lasts for a long ass time, because that's the most eco-friendly thing to do.
And it's 100% recyclable metal, so I don't understand where they're, But at the end of the day, like, if you look at the theater, there's really not that much aluminium on it anymore. Like, comparatively to other speakers, like, if you look at the Lab Ones, for God's sakes, like that speaker on its own is worth price in gold right now versus how much the aluminium was used in it, right?
Yeah.
Where, in a theater, you basically have, what is it, like 2 mil thick sheet of aluminium that is bent and shaped, and it's only on the bottom. The rest is all, you have the fabric cover at the front, that's speakers and chassis, that's all that high density plastic. Back is plastic. Covers are plastic.
Composite material.
Composite. Yeah, I know. I forgot
because
the vegan.
It's not a plastic bag you get from the shop.
I forgot the vegan term for it. So you have the composite plastic everywhere, and then. I
mean, that's another thing. Like, if you want to market something, don't ever say fucking plastic, because it is a composite, and people when you say plastic, people think of plastic bags because it's shit quality.
Well, I think it's more or less it derives directly into like China made, right? Oh, it's
Yeah.
plastic. Oh God, right? So yeah, how long is that gonna last? But
But if you want
you
to be
know,
eco-friendly, stop making B&OB throwaway. Make stuff
yeah,
repairable. Make stuff upgradable, like motor platform, for which chops good stuff.
I think that they should limit the amount of headphones that they have because I think that's a big pollutant, in my opinion. There's a lot of stuff that, especially for packaging and all that nonsense that comes into it. Versus like if you get a theater, you have uh, four cardboard in compressor enclosures, and then there is just the theater in the middle, a couple cardboard things, boxes with all the stuff in it. There's really not that much packaging versus like when you go through this glorious opening of a Beosound emerge or a level or unboxing the headphones. Like there's a lot more in it than it
Yeah.
I guess calls for. But
Yeah, right to repair would also be a thing.
mhm.
I mean, especially once it's 15 plus years old. I mean, there should be
Yeah.
a medium, right, where a company like B&O could just have a web page with PDFs of repair manuals. Let's say, I don't know, 5 years or so after the last sale has been made, something like that.
Yeah,
Would
like
that be
they should
fair?
publish all the 9,000. I think all the Beosound 9,000 should be out there. So for people that they want to change their own clamper mechanism,
Yeah,
let them screw it up.
or BioCenter 9000, right? Which you haven't sold in like 20 plus years by now.
That's right, but it's still around. I still
Yeah.
get it serviced
And
every
it's
now and then
really
from
not
people.
worth it for a lot of people to bring that to a dealer to have it serviced.
Oh no.
So, I mean, surely you can find a medium in there and be eco if that's real. I mean, my problem with these sort of buzzwords is that it's hardly ever what it says that it is.
Mm, very true.
Which is why I am agitated when I see it, because doing actual eco things I have no problem with, but when we say government must XYZ control, it's like fuck off.
Yeah, I don't like it, and it's just same thing like with the lap fives. I think they should still make the chassis instead of just recycling them and trying to repair what they have. Like
Also
the
decarbonize aluminium, like you could ever not put as much energy into aluminium to melt it. Like it's just not how physics works.
and chemistry.
Like
yeah,
it's not like you put like a heating blanket on it and all of a sudden it melts.
yeah. So
I mean, maybe he can bring it to his grandma's house when it's like 900 degrees in her house. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know.
yeah, it's the same thing. Like good point on the Beosound moment. It's got killed before as soon as it got alive. So
yeah, since we're absolutely not doing anything with that, have some grace and put the repair manuals out there.
Yeah,
because
or at least
it's
make it available.
Clear as day that it's sort of like whatever, it's forgotten. Okay, then let us tinker with it.
Yeah, I agree. I just I think they should do something about that, but we'll see. Maybe that's another year, another topic.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching our 2022 in review. We didn't get to any giveaways, so we may do that in the new year, which will be 2023 already. We'll be off next week because it's Christmas. So Merry Christmas. And
Merry Christmas,
hope everybody has a great new year, because we won't see you before the new year because that's on a Saturday.
That's right.
We'll have to talk about if we'll even do the first, or if we're like, oh, fuck me, from the night before.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. Yeah, you're gonna come look at our puke faces. That's right.
So yeah. I hope everybody has a good one. Let me know what to do with the giveaways and that sort of thing down below in the comments. Hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and a very good New Year. Wish you all the best, and we'll see you in 2023. Bye, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
It sounds on the road, turn us again with his shrill call into perfect strangers in disguise. But until then,